Mayo, as I mentioned, and you can see we've got 26,000 students. We've got over 2,000 international students, and we're hoping to increase that number again across all of our campuses to make ourselves more attractive and to make ourselves more vibrant and to make ourselves more multicultural, because that's one of our biggest objectives as a university, is to become more international and more welcoming, more diverse, more inclusive. Those are really important attributes at this university. We've such a broad, diverse range of programs, nearly 700 programs for students to choose from. The majority are undergraduate bachelor degree programs, but we have a growing number of postgraduate programs, and will continue to increase over the next few years. We've got over 2,000 staff that are dedicated to helping you have success on this journey. And we really will work hard. That is central to the mission of Atlantic Technological University, is from the minute you arrive at the university to the minute you graduate, is that, we provide that helping hand and personal touch along the way. Some universities, will forget that because they're so big, but because our campuses are distributed across a large area and a large region, we have dedicated teams in place in all of the locations to try and improve and enhance the student experience. And that's something that we will continue to do. Research is becoming really important, and applied research and knowledge creation is something that's going to be really pivotal to the future of our university. And, a high percentage of our researchers and our research students are international. And again, that is another priority for our university. And naturally, this is a challenging time for the world in terms of, our climate and the risk to our climate. So sustainability is certainly an imperative at our university, and there are so many initiatives ongoing to try and increase the contribution of our university to this important agenda, to see can we make a difference. And every little effort and initiative helps. We have to start somewhere, and that contribution needs to be at an individual level and also at an institutional level. And we had the first green campus flag for our Mayo campus, the first in Ireland. We are part of an EU university alliance called EU Green, and that's a very large alliance of universities across Europe. And that itself opens up a range of opportunities for our international students to get involved in this international university consortium, and mobility opportunities and exchange opportunities will be afforded to you. One of the key things about our university is that we allow exchange opportunities for our non-European students. And we've had a number of Vietnamese students who have gone on exchange previously. And next semester, we have a Vietnamese student going to France on exchange for a semester of his program in software development. And that will all be delivered through English. And that's something that he's really excited about. You have to get a visa, obviously, for France, but he has secured one already, which is really positive. So next up, yeah, I'm not going to go through this because I'll send you the links afterwards, but it's just a nice video of our university.
Hi, Jojo.
Yep. Could you hear that okay?
Actually, we cannot hear anything.
Oh, and
I
I shared the
think,
sound. I shared the
yeah.
sound as well. Okay. Anyway, we'll keep going.
Okay.
Um, so some of the attractive things about studying in Ireland are obviously academic excellence. Ireland is known as has a reputation for really high quality education, and that has now, reverberated all around the world. Natural beauty, as I've shown you in the pictures in the image, it's really a stunning location and landscape. We are one of the friendliest countries in the world. Lonely Planet has, kind of given us that designation on a number of occasions. And anybody that comes to Ireland, either as a tourist to work or as a student to study, they've all experienced firsthand how friendly the Irish are. We've got leading global companies in Ireland, and for anybody who's seeking, employment once they graduate, I think that's really important. We've got top nine of the top 10 ICT companies in Ireland. We've got 15 of the top 20 medical device companies here, and eight of the top 10 gaming companies. So these features, really make our location attractive for international students, and as well, that is facilitated by the government stay-back visa or stay-back option, which allows international students after a bachelor's degree to stay for 1 year to seek skilled employment, and then after a master's degree to stay back for 2 years to seek skilled employment. So I think that collective offering is something that makes Ireland really attractive for international students from Vietnam. Why would you study here at ATU? In comparison to some of the other universities, well, um, first of all, we're located in the tourism hub of Ireland, and people love to come to this side of the country. You've got access to a broad range of programs, so there's something for everybody to choose from. We have a growing number of international students. That figure is wrong. It's over 2,000 international students. Practical oriented learning. We've got internships on most of our programs, not on all of our programs, but most of our undergraduate programs. So if you're not sure about that, we can give you a response in relation to the program that you're inquiring about. But that's important. As I mentioned earlier, we provide study abroad options with some of our European partners, and we provide funding to support you doing study abroad at one of our partners in Europe. So that's really something that stands out for our university. And we have a very affordable offering with our scholarship program, making this as an accessible and affordable option for you. And that's really important. We've got a very active international student community here. With lots of events throughout the year, and we have a supportive ATU Global Office or International Office, and Students' Union and Student Services. So lots of fun events and opportunities to mix with people from Ireland and all over the world. Our student services provide a range of, kind of interdisciplinary services, multidisciplinary services for students from healthcare, counselling, access disability, interfaith chaplaincy service, health and wellbeing supports, and we also have a large Healthy Campus initiative. So those things are really important because they allow you to, have a kind of a positive student experience, and also one that looks at the student journey from a holistic perspective. And we have, again, a students' union team that are very engaged and always looking to support international students on campus with a range of activities and events. And college, it's really important when you're an international student. You travel so far away from home, you invest heavily in your studies and your career. But it can't be all work. Some of it has to be fun as well. And that really is important. And, the different clubs and societies, the activities that are organized, some of the events organized by our senior student ambassadors, they're really important because they allow you to have a balanced education and experience here at the university. Again, this is just another example of Lonely Planet, who voted Galway as the fourth best city in the world to visit. So like all of those things point, to a really attractive location for international students. Some of the pictures here again of the Blackrock Diving Tower and Spanish Arch. Local tourism. We always promote local tourism because we want our students to get to see the area. The picture on the left-hand side is of a dedicated Christmas dinner that we organize for all of our students on the 27th of December. And this year, again, we have a group of international students who will be attending that. And that's really important because when they're away from home, this is their home from home. This is their new family. So it's really important that, we provide the structure and the network to make sure people don't get isolated or feel friendly. And Christmas can be a lonely time for international students who can't go home. So that's why events like this Christmas dinner on the 27th of December are really, really important for us. Yep, some of our students visiting the cliffs of Moher, Ben Bulben, a beautiful mountain right at the back of our Sligo campus. It's really beautiful. Then this is the Fanad Lighthouse in Donegal, which again is so beautiful. Yeah, one of the other key things about ATU is our International Student Ambassador Program. We're really proud of this program. It's one of the largest ambassador programs in the country, and they create such a vibrant network. When they come together, we have ambassadors from each of the campuses who all come together to form this major kind of community of international student ambassadors who become a bridge, a leader, and a voice for all of the international students on campus. So it is a voluntary program. However, we also appoint 6 senior ambassadors part-time, and they are paid positions. They're students who are with us, and they work with us part-time. So we always recruit 6 of those, and in order to qualify for that, you must be a voluntary ambassador the previous year. So the voluntary ambassador program, is useful in that regard. And the voluntary program also allows you to qualify for an additional 5% scholarship or reduction on your tuition fees, so that is attractive. These are pictures of our treasure hunt that we organize every year. And that's really one of the highlights of the induction program. Activities for students, just an example is our student choir, which involves a lot of international students, and it's really good fun. Again, some of the scavenger hunt and the treasure hunt in the city. Some of our international society events. There's some of our induction program where, I get to talk on a fancy microphone and meet everybody. And we usually have 2 or 3 of these events because of the number of students that are coming. And then these are some of our Vietnamese students. And every year we arrange for the Vietnamese students to meet the mayor. And that's really, again, a highlight in the academic calendar where they get to meet the official mayor of the city and get to, have a really good conversation with him. And, I think that it's just something that's really good fun. And we have free food at all of these events. And again, that's something that people really look forward to. It's one of our former Vietnamese students, Chow, and Chow completed a degree here in design, specializing in graphic design. And now she's working as an associate product designer with Genesis in Galway. Genesis is a software development company from the US. You probably wouldn't expect that they would be hiring graphic designers, but they do. They require people, from a whole range of backgrounds. And software developers are obviously a core part of their team, but graphic designers and visual designers are also really important because they help them to map the customer experience and the customer journey. And there are so many touch points between information from the company and the customer that they work really closely together with the software developers and the business team to make sure that they are connecting with their customer in an important and in an efficient manner. So it's a really good example of somebody from a design background working with a software-based company here in Galway City. Nguyen, also from Vietnam. She's from Ho Chi Minh City originally. She completed our specialized accredited program in medical science. It's one of the only 3 accredited programs in the country. And she is now working as a medical scientist at Sligo University Hospital. She also completed her work placement in Galway University Hospital. So again, both of those locations are in the region, in the northwest region here, where we have campuses based. So she was here lately for a presentation ceremony, and she really is enjoying her new job and is very thankful to ATU for allowing her to make that transition to the workforce, which has obviously supported her work permit application through the hospital. So something we're delighted with. It's always great to see the graduates coming through from Vietnam who really contribute and add so much to our location and to our region, because that's what it's all about. It's about helping the regions to meet the skills needs of the region and help the companies to attract in the talent that's required in order to meet demand from these new business opportunities. The virtual tour is available afterwards. We'll share this with you so you can look through it yourself. This is just a little bit of talk about our digital accounting program, which is the only one in Ireland. It works on a foundation of our accounting program, which has been in existence for over 25 years. But we're looking here, we've adopted and we've taken on board the digital transformation and embedded aspects like business analytics, fintech, visualization, which is important now in digital accounting, and a whole range of software packages that are used by the chartered accountant industry. So that's a really popular program now. It has an embedded work placement in year 3 of the program, and it attracts a range of professional body exemptions, such as ACCA, 8 exemptions from ACCA, and CAP 1 and part of CAP 2 from ACA Ireland. So this digital accounting program is a popular program at the moment. And another list of programs, I'm not going to go through them all, we don't have time. You can see software development is always really popular because Ireland is seen as an ICT hub in Europe, also known as the Silicon Valley of Europe. Medical science is really popular because it presents really good opportunities in the hospitals, and it's one of only 3 accredited programs in Ireland. Digital accounting is popular because it has that work placement embedded, and it's preparing people for the new era of accounting opportunities. Early childhood education and care is popular because we need people to care for our young, and we need people that are skilled and who understand that we must nurture our young if we're going to have well-rounded and well-developed children. So that's really important. Biomedical engineering is important, especially in Galway. We're known as a hub for medical devices in Ireland. Galway City is one of the biggest hubs for medical devices. So biomedical engineering is a pathway to those opportunities. Design is becoming really popular because a whole range of new opportunities in different industries are emerging from this discipline. Business information systems is a good option for people who don't want to become too focused on technology and also don't want to become too focused on business. So they get to merge the 2 disciplines into one, known as business information systems. So it is really popular. Animation and game design also popular. Gastronomy and food science is also popular because, again, we have a huge and large network here of tourism and restaurants and hotels, and they require experts in this field. And then in response to the growing pharmaceutical industry that exists in Ireland, programs like applied biology and biopharmaceutical science and chemical and pharmaceutical science are really popular. And we really do have a large pharmaceutical industry here with a particular focus on new product development, research and development, and also quality assurance. That's really important within that industry. And again, we have a lot of students who are coming to study these type of science programs with us. Unique programs that don't exist everywhere else in Ireland are, for example, our psychology program in Mayo, which is really popular. Our cyber psychology program in Donegal is also popular and quite unique. Our B-Eng in automation and robotics in Galway is also very popular. And this one is particularly popular because it is designed and it runs in collaboration with industry partners, where you effectively spend 2 of the 4 years in work placement. So most of our programs only have work placement for 1 semester. This is an exception to that rule, where you spend up as long as 2 years working with industry as part of this automation and robotics program. And again, robotic opportunities in Ireland are largely linked to the medical device and the pharmaceutical industry. Bachelor of Pharmacy and Medical Science. Again, there's restrictions on some of these programs for international students, but we can explore options as well on some of these. And some of our unique postgraduate programs are MSc in Bioinformatics, MSc in International Medical Technologies, MSc in Nutrition and Food Sensory Science, and MSc in Digital Media and Marketing, and then an MSc in Computing. So if we take one program, for example, Chemical and Pharmaceutical Science, all of our programs have small class sizes because that's key to the ethos of our university. We don't have classrooms with hundreds of students filled from top to bottom. That doesn't align with our mission and vision for the university. So you can see here, even on this chemical and pharmaceutical program, there's a maximum of 32 students. So that means we might have people in 2 different groups in lab sizes of 16. So we are restricted in the numbers because our programs are very hands-on and practical. So we have to have them designed in such a way that they're conducive to lab activities. There's a 6-month work placement in year 3 of this program. And to date, there's been nearly 100% employment rate from this program. It looks at medicinal chemistry. It looks at forensic analysis, quality management, analytical techniques, and pharmaceutical science. So it really looks at how medicines are discovered and ensures that they are safe and of a high standard. And a good example is with vaccine development. Vaccine development obviously is really important, especially we learned during the global pandemic how important this was. And we also learned as well that, a lot of scientists, not all scientists wear lab coats because there are so many different opportunities within this industry that don't require you to be in a lab. But again, a lot of the opportunities also are in labs. But yeah, you're essentially looking at, the design and the discovery of new medicines to treat existing or new illnesses that are developing all of the time. And like, for example, immunotherapies and immune system issues is becoming large all over the world. I'm not going to go through all these programs. I'll share the slides after so you can see them. We often get asked this program, what's the difference between pharmacy and pharmaceutical science? It's very simple. A pharmacist is somebody who dispenses drugs and they advise the customer as to the drug that was prescribed by the doctor. The pharmaceutical scientist is somebody who is more interested in the development and the creation of drugs and medicines. So they're very different roles. This is one of our masters in biopharmaceutical manufacturing. Again, you can see here that we're looking at the design analysis of experiments. We're looking at applied immunology and vaccine technology alongside a whole range of other biopharmaceutical topics. I mentioned earlier that we are a hub for medical devices. You can see here, this is one of our masters in international medical technologies, very popular with international students. And this is where students, they come up with a new technology that can be actually used in the real world. So you take a product or an idea or a technology all the way from preclinical evaluation and assessment to trials. And that's really important. The next stage is commercialization. And obviously, as a university, we don't engage in that, but our colleagues work closely with partners in industry to try and move products on to the next stage. And that's what we call the concept of spin-outs. Very quickly, just going to show you the maps. Some of the maps of Galway City as an example of the companies that are based here. So you can see this is the MedTech map of Galway. So you can see some of the large companies here like Boston Scientific, Aerogen, Medtronic, Proxy, Milan, all of them, all of their facilities are within a very short distance of our campus. So we're very much at the center, the epicenter of all of this activity. And this is what really makes it feasible for our students to get work placements and also to get jobs once they graduate. This is the tech map of Galway, which I suppose you'll be more familiar with some of these companies because you interact with the technologies on a daily basis. So, for example, EA Sports, one of the largest games development companies in the world, Cisco, Oracle, HP, IBM, Microsoft, all of them are here in the city within close proximity of our campus. So some of the blogs by our Vietnamese students. These are some of the companies that we work with. And you can see that there's a large percentage of pharmaceutical companies here, technology companies, and then there's a growing number of business and finance companies there as well. Our online application system, it's very straightforward and it's managed by PHC EduLinks. So they will advise you and they'll guide you through that process. Undergraduate applications are free of charge, but for postgraduate applications, there's a nominal charge of €20, which is non-refundable. There's a quick turnaround, and our system opens in November and closes at the end of May. Entry requirements from the local high school qualification, you need a minimum of grade 7 out of 10 plus the national exam. and that's for direct entry into some of our programs. Certain programs, very specialized or high demand entry programs, require A levels or IB diploma or foundation, but we deal with those on a case by case basis. You will get into 80 or 85% of our programs with the local high school qualification plus the national exam. So that's good news for you. Also, if you have completed the first year of a degree program at Vietnam, that can also help your admission. If you've completed 2 years or 3 years of a degree in Vietnam, we can then look at you as an advanced entry applicant to see can we recognize some of the credits that you've already taken in Vietnam, and see can we use those towards your program that you're interested in joining at ATU. Our IELTS requirement and Duolingo requirements are 6 and 100 respectively. And most importantly, money. How much does it all cost? So our undergraduate programs are 12,000 and our postgraduate programs are 14,000 euro. For the undergraduate program, the figure of 12,000 is per year. If you're from Vietnam, you qualify for a scholarship, which will reduce that figure by 3,000 euro, bringing the total cost down to 9,000 euro per year. If you're a postgraduate applicant and you're from Vietnam, the fee is reduced by 3,000 again, which brings it down to 11,000 euro. You can also qualify, as I mentioned earlier, for a 5% additional discount if you are an ISA, that's an International Student Ambassador. If you join the program once you arrive, that's only given back to you as a rebate in semester 2 once you can prove how you've contributed to that society or to that International Student Ambassador program during your time with us at the first semester. To accept an offer for undergraduate program, you need to pay a deposit of 1,000 euro. And to accept your offer for a postgraduate program, you need to pay 1,500 euro. So I'm not going to go through any more of this. Accommodation is something that you need to look for well in advance of your arrival. So you do need to be organized. We can support people who apply early seeking accommodation, but late applicants, it's very difficult for us to help them and they need to find it themselves. But if you apply early, i.e. January, February, March, the first 3 months, after March, it becomes very difficult for us to help people with accommodation. So if you apply early, we can help you with accommodation. If you apply late, we cannot. And this is just some of our social media channels. We would urge you to engage with us on Instagram and Facebook. And if you want to contact me, you're welcome to do so. And you can also, of course, continue to communicate and contact our very close colleagues and partners at PHC EduLinks, who I've known for many years and worked with for many years. So I would urge you to work with them on your application, and hopefully we will get to process your applications very shortly. There has been a backlog of applications in the last few weeks, and we hope to clear that backlog before we close for Christmas. So thank you for your time and your patience. And as we say in Ireland, Ireland is an English-speaking country, but as we say in our native language, Garav Mila Mahagut, and that means thank you very much for your time. And that's all I have to say now. And if there's any questions, I'm happy to take those.
Thank you so much, Chancho, for the very nice presentation and with full information. I think that the students over here, actually we have the students and parents over here also can have like an overview about your school. And actually because we record the video, so we'll post on YouTube and we can resend the link for the student and parents in tomorrow, because there's a few of student parents missed the beginning part of the first part of your presentation. That should be okay. And now we move to the second part. I think that we can keep it quickly for the questions. So các em bây giờ mình có câu hỏi nào thì mình có thể đặt câu hỏi với anh Choncho là đại diện của trường ha. Ở đây hôm nay thì chị thấy cũng có các bạn học sinh tham gia rất là đông ấy.
Chị em hỏi trước nha.
Ok, em cứ tự nhiên nha.
Yeah, hi Mr. Choncho, it's me Thuận from Vietnam. I am one of the applicants for the ATU school, ATU University, ATU for the biopharmaceutical manufacturing master in biopharmaceutical manufacturing. And I got a question for you, because you already like tell me all of the things about the school, and it's so, actually it was so inspiring for me to join ATU. And I just have a quick question, like on the website of ATU, I can see that the biopharmaceutical manufacturing curriculum just last in 1 year only, but during the educational fair, I saw that they you have the 1.5 year curriculum, with the last half year would be a work placement. And the second thing,
So it's a,
yeah,
go ahead, keep going.
yeah, the second thing is that on the website, we just have blend mode, which means mainly the program will be taught in by online platform. But I hope that,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so the way that works, so the program is 1.5 years,
Yeah.
and you need to be in Ireland for the full duration of that 1.5 years. It starts in September, and it finishes in the following December. So if you start in September 2025, it will finish in December 2026. So the way it works is that, yes, the first semester from September to December has a lot of online material, okay? But you also need to be on campus because we have labs. There are lab classes every week as well, physically in the lab, where you're being immersed in the labs and working on the development of compounds and materials, and that's really important, okay? And you work with about 2-3 of our professors here on that. So you need to be in Ireland. The second part of your question is, it's not really a work placement. The last part of the program is a research project. Sometimes the research project is done with a research group, and then sometimes it's done with an industry partner. But it's not really a work placement. It's more of an applied research project that can be aligned with industry. So some of our students have done the project with industry. Some of them have done it with research centers, and some of them have done it just with their supervisor. So it depends on your situation. It depends on your background. And can I ask you, what's your background in terms of your degree? Is your degree in microbiology? Is it in science? It is in chemistry?
Yeah, I graduated from the University of Medicine and Pharmacy. My major is in pharmacy. Yeah.
Your major is in pharmacy. Okay, so I suppose, yeah, pharmacy is a bit tricky for this program. We've had some pharmacists on the program before, but it's a little bit tricky because in pharmacy, it's a different major. You're looking more about the theory of medicines and medicinal materials and compounds, where in biopharmaceutical and in microbiology, you're actually looking at mixing compounds yourself. Do you understand the difference?
Yep. Yeah.
So you're going to struggle with your lab skills because you won't have very strong lab skills. You won't have done biochemistry. You won't have done microbiology. So, for example, on the program, you will struggle with things such as biopharmaceutical science. You'll probably struggle a little bit with advanced biopharmaceutical science as well. But it is possible, but the lab classes that will happen each week will be really important to improve your lab skills, because when you get to the research project stage, you have to work on a project that is linked to the lab, okay?
Yeah, I understand.
So it is possible, but we will have to look at your application carefully, and potentially we can have a conversation with you separately with the program director, just to make sure that it will be suitable for you. Because as a pharmacist, pharmacists don't really get jobs in pharmaceutical companies, but the graduates from these type of programs do end up working for pharmaceutical companies. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, but look, it's possible. We've had pharmacists before, but they've had to work really hard. So if you're willing to work hard and put in an effort, it can be achievable.
Yeah, I think there's a great gap that we need to bridge before entering to the program. So I think I would like improve my skill through reading books and learning through some online platform from videos about lab skill for biopharmaceutical manufacturing before entering the program. I think it would help me set a good foundation for me to enter the program and catch up with other students in the class later.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, we can follow up separately as well with you.
Yeah.
Now, I actually really need to go now because I have another webinar that I need to do. But New, if you could capture any other queries or questions and send them to me by email, I'll be happy to try and answer them for you. Is that okay?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Actually, because all of the students over here, there's a few students already apply it means we finished the application with your school already, and because that they want to like a face-to-face with you today, so that's why they want to like attend the webinar of us today. So that's why it means that I think that they still have a lot of questions. And okay, I think that so it means that we need to finish right now, right, Chuncho?
Yes,
Because
yes.
you need to leave, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Please try and capture some of those queries and I can address them again separately, okay?
okay, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thanks everybody for your time. It was really nice to meet you, and I do look forward to seeing some of your applications soon.
Yeah, because there are a lot of like applications coming through our company, and if they have any questions, I will pass on to you. Is it okay?
Yep. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Choncho. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Còn với các bạn học sinh, dạ có cả chị Lữ ở đây nữa. Là phụ huynh thì chắc là ngày mai thì tại vì hôm nay thì anh này anh cũng hơi rush một chút xíu, thì có gì cũng sorry các